I heard you say this in an interview not too long ago with a friend of mine, Ingenue Ellis Taylor. And when you said this, I wanted to expound upon it a little bit further. And I'll have um, both of you address it. I heard you say something about for this process with this film, there's a difference between pulling the character out and putting the character on.
Mm.
And I just wanted you guys to talk about that as it pertains to hard truths. And Marianne, if you could go first, that would be great.
Well, what I think I was alluding to is the fact that you create the character in the whole self. You know, it's not about just putting on an accent or a particular costume or the way that you're made up. It's all about drawing the character from within, building a life for them, something that's really real and tangible. And I think that there's a difference. You know, I think very often in some movies, it's all about the outer stuff that indicate who the person is rather than it emanating from within them, you know?
Yeah, I love that. You want to expound upon it a little bit more, sis?
I think that because these characters are based on, you know, real life people, that is the thing that sort of sets this apart. And, you know, it's the amount of work that we do to create these characters and make them fully rounded. And of course, that means that there is a certain element of truth in the way that in Mike's films, because it's based on real life. These are based on real people, and we kind of know who these people are. I mean, obviously your character changes when you know, as you sort of going on along in the process, but definitely at the start, it's, you know, it's very it's truthful.
I love that. Speaking of truthful, I feel like this film is a film about the idea of touch in various different forms, touching the heart, touching the mind, and literally touching one another. It's interesting because Pansy has got issues with, you know, stepping outside or stepping out of her comfort zone. So as her sister, Michelle, there's that moment where y'all hug. And for me personally, that was a really moving moment. I want to know for both of you, what is the best hug you ever got and how did it make you feel?
Oh God, I don't think there can be just one. I can give you, I can maybe give you like a, you know, a top five, but that's an ever changing list. So I can talk to, you know, babies on chest. The first time that baby's on your chest, you just think, I did. That's, you know, that's an amazing hug. But also the amazing hugs are when, I mean, this is going to be a lot about children, I think. When a child decides that they're going to hug you, they want to give you love.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. You've not asked for it.
And they kind of throw themselves like, and they latch on.
Yeah, that's
the one.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. A friend of mine, I was just talking about him the other day. I lost a friend recently, passed away. And I was talking about his hugs because he would give you like he was getting something out of you. Like he would hug you, but it was like he was trying to give you all of himself.
It was like a bear hug, right?
Yeah, but it was like you just felt like loved when you got that hug. I love being hugged by my daughters.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Yeah.
I love that.
I'm not saying that we like being hugged by our husbands.
They won't hear it's bad.
They won't hear it's bad.
Next question. I love how that resonated with y'all. I know that the title of this film is Hard Truths, but as Black women in an industry that doesn't always love us back, what is your hard truth as an artist? Like, look, I call a spade, honey. I shoot straight from the hip.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I think the hard truth of the matter is that you have to be on your own journey and understand that it's your journey, and that you have to love and protect and look after your art, and do not let the business make you hate your art.
Mm.
That's the pure part of what we do as artists.
Oh gosh, I mean, I think a hard truth for me also, I suppose, is, and it was a realization that I came to really quickly, is that along the way you meet people who are so terrifically talented and amazing at their craft, and they don't have the success that other people have, and the unfairness of that is a hard truth that we know that, of course, hard work is rewarded in our industry, but sometimes there is luck and happenstance and all sorts of things, and I think that can be tough. I think, and it's not necessarily just a thing as a Black artist. I think it's, as a female artist, as an artist in her middle age. I'm speaking for myself, obviously not yourself, but look, it's like
yeah, I'm right there with you. Look, I'm a claim it.
So, I think there are many, and also one of the best things I've learned is the power of no, and the power to be able, when you realize that you don't have to do things, and you can say no, and you can walk away from things that are not for you, and you don't have to be grateful for them, and that's okay. And that was a very powerful lesson to learn, that I didn't have to do shit I didn't want to do.
Wonderful.
I love y'all because y'all keep it so real. Y'all are just so real and so authentically honest and truthful and talented. And I could give the adjectives going on and on and on and on, but I'm getting toward the end of my time, but I don't want to end the conversation without telling both of you how brilliantly spectacular your performances in this film was. I enjoyed it so much. I saw so many people that I knew in the course of watching the film. So when you say it's based on real people, you can tell that it's based on real people by the way that they move and groove and talk and interact with one another. But Marianne, you will have no way of remembering this, but back in the late 90s, you came to a musical called The Life on Broadway.
Yes, I did.
And you came to the album release party afterwards. And that is where I met you. I looked drastically different, but I had long hair at the time. And you were like, you told me that I reminded you of Natalie Wood. And honey, I have been holding that in my heart ever since. I'm like, yes, honey, I am the Black Natalie Wood. Yes, living in my life.
Oh,
I love that.
yeah. Lilias White, right?
Huh?
It was Lilias White in the play. Yes.
I was the swing, so I covered everybody, but I remember seeing you at that party and we kikied for a minute, but I was so excited to see you back up on the screen again. And Michelle, you give her a run for her money in this movie, honey. You let her have it, and I'm there for all of it.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you for giving me your time today. I really do appreciate it. And congratulations to both of you.
Thank you
very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla.